Hey, you're back. So JoAnn's actually shooting this too, and she's laughing at me right now. Hi. Why are you so adorable? Okay.
Oh dear.
Of California, Los Angeles, and while I was there I studied Asian American Studies and film. My first experience with CMF was actually my sophomore year, and I think that was CMF's first time on the West Coast as well. So the first film was called Say Something, and it ended up winning UCLA and then going to Hollywood, so that was a fun time. That was like one of the first real short films that I did, and I think, you know, being students and our cast and crew, like, it was just a great time to go there. And so every single year, CMF was the thing that we looked forward to the most during the year, and kind of topped it off with the cherry on top senior year, when we went to like the West Coast regionals or whatnot with our short Life in 5 Minutes. So it's definitely good to be involved with CMF again. My aspirations in the industry are, I want to be a director first and foremost. Above anything else, you know, writing, producing, editing, you know, those are all really, you know, interesting and fun things that I feel like as a director you get to kind of touch each part of that. And so first and foremost, I want to direct. So my Seize the Night alternate ending pitch, I actually came up with a bunch of different ideas that I was thinking of pitching, but there was something about the initial image I had of these two dancers that I just could not get out of my head. And so the idea that I ended up pitching was, you know, what if when they ended up hitting that enter button on top of that roof, it sent a signal to this you know, warehouse in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden this computer wakes up, and as it's booting up, these spotlights come on, and all of a sudden you see these two human-looking figures in completely frozen positions, and all of a sudden, as the computer boots up, it awakens these two, you know, android cyber-like, you know, humanoids, and the whole sequence of them dancing is actually them booting up, and it shows off. The thing I really wanted to show off was, you know, the capabilities of, you know, wow, this really, you know, thin, lightweight but powerful computer has the ability to be a part of creating these two artificial intelligence. In terms of actually producing it, that was like a whole other thing, because I think we found out we had like 2 weeks to get into production. I was super excited when I first got the email saying that I was one of the 15 that they picked, and then like one of the first people I called was my friend slash actress JoAnn, who had worked previously with me on my last project, and she's an amazing dancer, and she got Han Nguyen from Choreotics, who they're the winners of America's Best Dance Crew, to also be a part of it, and he's like the resident robotic dancer type person too. So everything like on that aspect just kind of like fell into place really quickly. Cast, crew, from pre-production to post-production, and now we're here. So working with Lenovo has been just such a great and valuable opportunity. First and foremost because it's just such a huge company. And I think having that brand recognition and attaching yourself to it, you know, leads to, you know, other potentially great opportunities for people to say like, oh wow, like you had such a big company invest money and time and just, you know, even their attention to you. And so I think in that sense, you know, that's incredibly valuable. The really cool thing was being able to have such a huge company come in and be like, hey, so here's an opportunity to, you know, take your talents and everything that you've learned so far and help us promote our product, but in a natural way, in a way that really is conducive to the story versus having it be simply product placement. And so I think that was a really interesting thing. So the experience so far has been great. The experience on set, working with the crew, working on the project overall was amazing. Like, I had an amazing cast and crew, and everything luckily fell into place at the end. I would say the only, not really negative part of it, but the only challenging part of the production was trying to get everything together in less than 2 weeks. But even that, I think that, you know, luckily with the people around me, it just worked out. And so I'm really fortunate for the opportunity to, you know, not only work with Lenovo, but a really great team. Having this be my first DFN project, so far it's been really great. I haven't interacted with a lot of the other DFN members as of yet, but just in terms of working with the people behind the scenes, like Annie, she's been extremely helpful in any and everything that we need in terms of, you know, support and just having someone there on that end to serve as, you know, a bridge and a communicator between us and Lenovo. In comparison to traditional or even other production companies, I think the advantage that DFN has over those other companies are, it's really, the group is cultivated from, just think about it, student filmmakers who know how to work within a budget, you know, or with no budget sometimes, and they're forced to be creative, you know, they're forced to come up with something from nothing. And I think that's probably the advantage that we have as DFN over any other production companies. And, you know, that creativity, I think, is invaluable, because you can put a price on a lot of things. You know, you can put an exorbitant amount of money into a production, but if the creativity and the ideas behind it aren't as strong to have that foundation built, then it just won't be as special and memorable.